Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited for today's video because I'm going to be making another episode of DM DIY where I make designs for my followers. One of my favorite things to do. Last time I made a video based off of people who tagged me in their TikTok videos, and this time I made it based off of people who DM'd me on Instagram. So if you want a chance to be a part of the next video, just stay tuned on my socials and I'll let you guys know where I'm going to draw them from. But basically, I'm really excited because I'm going to start doing it a little bit differently. Last time I just kind of showed the final designs, but this time I'm actually going to take you guys along with me for the entire design process. I think it's going to be really fun showing you how I make these designs in my computer. A lot of people ask me about the computer programs, and I think this will help you guys become a little bit more familiar with the design scene and the types of programs that we use. And I also think it will help you a lot more with your own space, seeing how I go about designing these spaces and kind of the different ideas that pop up in my head and how you could also translate those ideas into your own space more. And I think in general, it will just be more fun. So we could all use a little bit more fun right now, so let's get into it. Okay, so we have three very different designs today. First off, we have Monica. She has a loft space because she had to move back in with her parents given everything that's happening in the world right now. So right now, she's kind of just looking for a way to organize all of the different things in a small loft space and also trying to create some sort of privacy. So some considerations that she shared with me is that she's not able to build out the walls, like with drywall, which is totally understandable. She also has a very minimalistic style that she would like to keep, but her mom, who also lives in the house downstairs, really loves that cabin vibe. So trying to find a way to meld those two styles together in a way so that she can have her minimalist area, but it doesn't really stick out like a sore thumb, basically. She also has a lot of clothes and other miscellaneous items that need better storage solutions, and she also would like to have the different rooms divided, like her bed versus the office area, etc. So let's take a look at what her space looks like now. So she actually sent me a video of her space, so I'm going to just insert that now, but basically it's just this really long, skinny loft space, and as you can see, the storage solutions aren't the best right now. Definitely a very stressful environment for her to be in. She has curtains up against the railing, which probably isn't the best view from down below, and it just is a little bit cluttered and definitely not minimalistic, which she said she enjoys. So we're gonna try our best to make this space as minimalistic as possible for her and also just kind of fix the layout a little bit, make it a little bit more comfortable. All right, so this is what we are working with. I always guess the measurements. I don't ask for them because that is a big task and I don't want anyone to have to do that. Also, these projects are hypothetical, just giving people ideas for their spaces if they wanted to try them out. So nothing is like set in stone or anything like that, but this is what I built out as the base model. So you can see down here in this area is the lower level, and then I have the stairs coming up, and then this is her little loft space. Against this railing right here, she had a bunch of curtains strung up, and that was for her privacy, but I don't think that's the best method. I think it really just kind of makes people be like, oh, there's something going on up there. Let's look because there's curtains hiding something. So definitely not the best method. Also, it blocks out some of her sunlight and makes everything feel a lot less open. So I definitely want to fix that. So something that you can do if you're in a situation like this is to try to just move everything off of that railing and move it this way, kind of in this zone, and then give yourself that little walkway. Sometimes you don't have enough space for this, but I think it's something that she could make work. So I'm just going to do first, before I actually model out any elements, is I'm going to use detail lines. She already has a bunch of those standing little divider screens, which are really awesome for this scenario. If she wanted a more minimalistic look than what she has, I think it would be so much fun if she built partitions out of wood pieces and she could stain them or paint them any color that she desires. And I'm going to insert a photo of what I mean by that. I think that that would be a really fun DIY project. You can have the hardware store cut the wood pieces to the size that you need, and if you get the right wood, it could be really inexpensive, and then you just have to screw it all together. And you can make all of your different little partitions that you have match and be that minimalistic aesthetic. So there are some gaps, obviously, but you can choose how far you want the gaps to be away from each other. And also, because you're already moving that partition away from the railing, you have that extra layer of protection from anyone seeing you, because just eyesight wise, you won't be able to see that far into the loft. So you've kind of got multiple different things working for you there. I think that she should also switch the direction of the bed that she has. I saw that the bed is tucked away in this corner right here, and it is up against the wall, which is not great in any sort of scenario. I always try to recommend for people to get their walls off of the bed. Get their walls off the bed. I think hanging on this little partition, it would be so cool if she put a full body mirror, so that way she can have a little place where she can check out her outfits and stuff, and it will be on the opposite side of this partition, so she is not seen by anyone. I see that she has some clothes racks, so I think if we stretched this out and just used the back side of this entire partition for whatever clothes racks that she has, that would be really great because it would conceal it. I'm trying to go with the idea that anyone could potentially come up these stairs and go through this door and vice versa. So what's good for over here is some sort of short storage, particularly drawers of some sort that kind of masks all of her different items, because she really enjoys minimalistic aesthetic. So the best way to get that is to have all of your items hidden. I think this is a great little place to have her more public-oriented seating area, since she already has those couches. So I'm just going to, again, just make a fake little block here for where I will put a couch. And she could also have just like a little coffee table moment. So she could come up here, she could go behind and then travel to her bed this way, or she could come around the back and go in this way and have that little full-length mirror. I definitely feel like people don't think about matching bedside tables enough. It just makes it feel cozier and like you just are meant to be in that bed, as opposed to it being a temporary living situation. If you are planning to make a little walkway like this in one of your spaces, you just want to make sure that it is 3 feet or even close to 3 feet, just for safety, comfortability measures. I also think that she could put her own little mini gallery wall of her different favorite photos and stuff on this side, just hanging on the different wood pieces. I think that would be so cool. I think that the little office scenario that she has going on up here is perfect. I don't want to mess with that at all. I think it's really important to have your workspace next to a window so you can get that natural daylight. I think that facing her computer screen away from it is a great idea, so she doesn't get any glare. But I would recommend maybe a more comfortable chair, because that does not look very sustainable for your back. I can already feel the pain just looking at it. And then left we have this whole corner right here that she could totally add even more storage. And then I noticed that she already has a little cat tower here. I think that's perfect staying there next to her while she works. I love working with my cat. Okay, I think that that will work. I have to build it out to make sure that things actually fit, because you never know. And then we will take a look at how the 3D space looks. Okay, I am back, and do not be fooled, I am filming this days later. I just put my Britney merch back on for continuity. So basically what I do is I build everything Like literally you build it all, like different shapes and forms in Revit, and then I bring it into Enscape, and in Revit I already put all of the different materials and such onto it, so that's why it looks realistic right now, but otherwise it would just be a bunch of gray masses. Also, I have this like really annoying blue thing on my screen, so just like ignore that. Here is potentially one of the couches that she already has, and then just a little accent table. She already has this rug here as well. Just kind of making that little seating area that I was talking about previously. And then this is that little hallway that I mentioned. We have her little desk area. I didn't really change this. I would recommend getting my computer is about to explode, so I would recommend something that is more comfortable, like this desk chair that I have here. And I actually just thought that a nice painted arch right here in black would look amazing. As you can tell, I also made all of the walls in here white. It won't be too harsh of a difference from the yellow, but it would definitely help to define her own personal space from the rest of the house. And it will definitely help with her style, because yellow does not belong in minimalistic style, for the most part at least. And then here is 3 clothing racks in a row, so plenty of room for storing clothing. So that is basically just an overview of the design that I would recommend for her. And I'm just now going to attempt to make an aesthetic B-roll for you guys, so it feels like a nice before and after. Alright, so next up we have Vanessa, and her space is a little bit more simple. She has an office space that used to be an old bedroom in her house, but now she's working from home, so she wants to turn it into the perfect office. And she's also an artist, so she has a lot of art supplies, but basically she just needs to make the space a functional office, and she needs space for her art supplies. And she also made this amazing pink painting on the wall that's triangular shaped, and she said it was inspired by my living room, and that honestly just made me so excited. She also had some for sure items that she wanted to keep, so she sent me some photos of those, and she sent me photos of her space. So this is what her space looked like to begin with. There was a bed in there and everything, and it was blue, and she recently has painted it, but she still needs a layout. She still needs the room to become her perfect office, so we're going to dive right into that. This room is a lot more simple. As you can see, it is just a square room, so lots of imagination can happen here. This is the corner that she has the little triangle pink thing going on. I love it the most. What I thought would be really cool for her is to have her desk be against that pink and have the desk also be pink. To have it almost look like that whole area of the room is like color blocked, like there was just a paint splatter happening there and everything that was in that area got colored pink. I think that would be so cool. So I'm gonna do that because why not? What she could do is she could just have like a desk against the wall, but I see that she's an artist and I know how I like to work, and I'm also an artist of some sort, and she would probably benefit from having options, like different places to stand, different places to sit, you know, different levels, sit, stand, different views also. I'm gonna grab my detail lines again and make some fake furniture up in here. So just imagine that she could get any sort of little mini shelving unit and then literally just take a piece of wood on top of that so it has that support, and then use some L brackets on the wall to attach it to the wall, and you have a desk, and it's really inexpensive. She could work on either side of the desk that she wanted, and then also she can add another desk, watch this, gonna blow your mind, right here in line with it. Look at it, goes right to the window, perfect. It could be a more skinny desk, but it could be higher. And she could put a little bar stool right here. And she could work at a high top area if she wants that sit-stand solution. This closet that she has is definitely enough space for her to put all of her larger artwork. She has that little furniture piece that she wants to keep, and I think that that would go really well right next to the door. I don't know what size it is, we're guessing. And then she has some extra floor space right here. I don't know if she has an easel already. I'm just assuming that she does. Something like this, where she can do her artwork and then she can see the plant, she can see her sentimental furniture, and she can see out the window all at once. Triple whammy. Those are all of my initial ideas for the space. Now I'm going to model them out into actual furniture, which takes a while, and I will get back to you guys and show you more thoughts about the space. Okay, so I am back a little while later, but basically this is what the little pink area looked like, and I am so thrilled with it. I think this would look amazing if she chose to do it. Here you can see the chair that she already has that she wanted to keep, and also a little bar stool option there. And then I also put in just a really simple area rug just to keep her chair from scratching the floor or anything like that. But then you can see above, I actually noticed from her photos that there was like this indent in her ceiling, and I thought this was the perfect opportunity for someone creative to paint their ceiling. I chose this teal blue color because it offsets the pink really nicely, and there's already a lot of warm tones going on in here, and it kind of looks like the sky almost. I think it's just so much fun. Another recommendation that I have is for her to refinish her ceiling fan. I did it in my sister's living room and it made a huge difference. It just makes it a lot more modern. I think having too much of just one color could be totally polarizing and could make the office kind of a little bit drowsy, but if she had these different colorways happening, it would just be spectacular. So I did the same type of diagonal paint method that she was using before, but I just used this nice orange yellow color. On this far wall, I just went ahead and put an example of some different art pieces if she wanted to just pin up some of her inspiration there. So that is basically all of the ideas that I have for her space. So let's see a before and after. The last space for today's video is from Miriam, and it's arguably the most architecturally difficult space. Took me a while to build this one, but she has toddlers, so we have to take that into account. She needs storage solutions that will not fall over because she has a lot of things that she needs to store, and she said she really loves blue, green, and some occasional bright colors, and she needs things to be easy to clean. So this is what her space looks like. She sent me photos as well. As you can tell, there is a case of browns and beiges in this room. Definitely not her style of blues and greens. And something else that's really interesting about her space is that she has this little arched window in the middle of nowhere on one of her walls, and I thought that was so much fun to try to find a way to encapsulate that in the room. So this last one for Miriam is definitely a very intense structure. It's really hard to read over floor plan because there's not much going on in floor plan as opposed to the 3D view. So you guys will see that in a second. But first, I just want to map out the ideas that I have for this space. I will probably move this guy and put him here. And that way you'll just have more of a little walk space here. I think this is a perfect opportunity for storage ottomans. I think with toddlers especially, something more cozy like an ottoman would be a great option. And she mentioned that she wanted more storage, so definitely storage ottomans are the way to go. If it ever is an option, probably ripping up the carpet and seeing what's underneath it would be a great thing. There might be some hardwood, you never know. Well, I also think a great way to separate the couch from the flooring is to add a nice big area rug underneath them, just to kind of break up all of the murkiness of the different brown tones. But yeah, so those are my initial thoughts. Obviously, there are more things that will pop up once I get it into 3D view. So I'm going to go ahead and build this out and then show you guys the rest of my thoughts. Alright, I am back now, and this was definitely the most difficult one to build, but I think it was totally worth it in the end. Basically, to me, the fireplace felt like it was just floating in the space and it wasn't grounded at all, so I went ahead and grounded it in above. Basically, in DIY realm, what I think this would look like is just getting some pieces of wood paneling. They can cut it for you at the store also, and you can just stain it to the wood stain that you prefer for your space, and then just kind of stack them up and screw them together, and it will make a faux type of chimney fireplace moment. So it looks like that is architecture, but it's not. And as long as it's structurally sound, you could just match your TV right on the front of it. If this is too intense of a DIY, which I'm realizing that this wall might be, but really the only DIYs for this space are this wall. You could also just paint up, just paint that area a different color just to help ground the fireplace into the space. I think that would look really nice. The wall is not symmetrical, so it's not centered. There's this random window here. It's just not really possible for her to have a symmetrical built-in moment here. So I think a nice asymmetrical built-in on one side would actually look amazing. And then I made the decision to paint everything else on the left side of the space, this like really pretty dusty dark blue color. And I think that this would make it so much more homey. And here you can see how the browns in the space could be separated with an area rug and how much nicer it looks. Okay, so this is what it looks like turned around. So as you can see, that blue color just showing off the architecture looks so nice. I put it on this wall too. I typically would recommend keeping your railing wood toned or making it black or some sort of pop. But I tried out a bunch of different options, and the red toned wood was definitely not going with all of the other browns in your space. And I think the black was just too much for this space when I tried it out. So I actually think that white would look pretty good, but you could totally try painting the railing that you have. That is kind of an overview of the space, but let's take a look at the before and after. Guys enjoyed today's video. I appreciate you being here more than you will ever know, and let me know down below in the comments what your favorite design was. I don't even know what mine was, and I'll see you all next week for a brand new video. Bye guys!